Korean activists braved the rain, marching from Grand Central Station to the South Korean and U.S. missions to the United Nations on April 29th during South Korean President Yoon Seok-yeol's summit with Joe Biden. Yoon is a member of Korea's conservative party, the People Power Party. His policies have been called K-Trumpism or Korean Trumpism. Among a litany of neoliberal economic policies is his hawkish foreign policy, in particular his policy of preemptively striking North Korean missile sites. After rolling out the red carpet for Yoon, Biden agreed to deploy nuclear-armed submarines to South Korea. Taken with Yoon's pledge to preemptively strike North Korea, a country with nuclear weapons, the insertion of nuclear weapons on the southern side significantly raises the chances of the Korean War becoming a global or a nuclear conflict.
President Yoon in South Korea has contributed to the increasing militarization. The Yoon administration has hosted joint military exercises with the U.S., hosted U.S. warships into the region, and has cozied up with the Japanese government. But Yoon does not represent us! Biden does not represent us!
Despite being remembered as the forgotten war in the US, the Korean War constituted something more akin to a genocide for Koreans. After the end of the Second World War and 35 years of Japanese occupation, Koreans, like much of the rest of the colonized world, were turning to socialism and nationalism as a pathway to self-determination and national unification. In the name of containing communism, the US would go on to bomb Korea relentlessly, killing anywhere from 2 to 3 million Koreans, which amounted to over 20% of the Korean population. This war, which split the Korean people into two separate countries, never technically ended. While an armistice ended the armed conflict, there was no formal end to the war, and both countries remained on a war footing. While we're used to hearing that North Korea is a dictatorship, South Korea was ruled by US-backed dictators and military governments for decades after the war. The so-called National Security Act made socialism illegal in South Korea. Anyone suspected of being a socialist, having sympathies with North Korea, or even owning socialist literature was rounded up and imprisoned, and in many cases executed. Despite the fact that the overwhelming majority of Koreans wanted reunification after the war, these US-backed dictators committed to keeping Korea divided in the interests of Washington and enforced brutal anti-North policies, which made reunification impossible. Yoon Seok-yeol is merely continuing this long legacy of pro-US leaders, hampering the unification process.
조국 통일 방해하는 윤석열은 퇴진하라!
퇴진하라! 퇴진하라!
This isn't about the Yoon administration. This is about every South Korean president who has sold our peninsula, our country for more money and for more war. It's only a matter of time. A ceasefire turns into a battlefield. We cannot afford another war on our land.
While President Yoon tries to justify his hawkish policies under the guise of national security, demonstrators pointed out that he's really being used as a pawn in U.S. foreign policy. You'll often see U.S. leaders refer to South Korea as the linchpin of U.S. policy in Asia, but U.S. policy in Asia isn't oriented towards the Korean peninsula. To the U.S., South Korea essentially acts as a forward operating base in its larger goal of encircling China. There are 73 known U.S. bases in South Korea and 26,000 troops. The introduction of nuclear weapons on the southern side only increases the chances that a regional conflict will result in a larger global war. At a time when U.S. policymakers openly talk about winning nuclear conflict with Russia and militarily confronting China, the question of peace and unification on the Korean peninsula is not just a regional question, but an existential question for all humankind.
The U.S. has had an incredibly disruptive relationship with Korea and the Korean Peninsula and all of our people in general. The occupation has done nothing but foment division among North Koreans, South Koreans, and Koreans abroad. The U.S. has played an instrumental role in dividing our people, and we're here to say that the U.S. needs to get out of Korea.